Hello, everybody. This is Jovan from WhatAreThose.com, and today we're bringing to you Ryan Mason from Luxe brand. Luxe brand brings to you some of the freshest, flyest shoelaces you've ever seen. Let's get into the interview, and you're going to find out a whole lot more about this young individual.
I'm 22 years old. Actually began the process of this company, Luxe brand, when I was 21. I was a college football player, college student athlete at the University of North Alabama in Alabama. Mm-hmm. And actually had an idea, and I have business all around me. My grandfather, my father, my uncles, they all own businesses. So I was bit by the entrepreneur bug, as they call it. And so my mind runs. Mm-hmm. So actually what I did, one Christmas break, I really got the idea that I wanted to just do something, because football wouldn't allow me to really work when I wanted to. Right. So I sat down. I said, okay, I love shoes. Who doesn't love shoes? Shoes are going crazy right now. This is what's hot. People are just, it's sad to say, but people are fighting over shoes. So I said, what can I kind of do to kind of shake this culture up? And so what I did was I actually decided to sit down and kind of, when I went back home, I'm originally from Birmingham. When I went back home, I decided to actually take a shoe, experiment on an old Air Force One that I had. And what I wanted to do with it, I wanted to replace it with, some of the most exotic skins you could find. Some of the most luxury lambskin, ostrich and lizard and things like that, and kind of replace the panels with it. Right. So basically, almost creating a whole nother shoe. Taking it to the next level. I found out that I did some runs with that, and I'm pretty great with my hands. So I said, hey, this will be something that I can do. So I found out it was going to take a lot longer than I thought. Mm-hmm. It was going to take a lot longer than I thought. Then I was going to have to take a lot of classes and things of that nature and stuff like that. Right. So, and I was like, for the time being, I was like, man, I got football starting in 3 weeks. I just know where I'm going to be able to figure all this out. So in the meantime, I was like, okay, what's something on the shoe that is so simple, something that is just, overlooked by a lot of people? And that's when shoelaces came up. Now, when shoelaces came up, I knew firsthand, I kind of, I already knew a little bit about the leather world, just from research and things like that, and going back and forth to leather shops and stuff like that. So I said, why not? Why not take this thing to the next level? And actually, what I did one day, I went to a shop, and I ended up actually meeting a guy. I met a guy in the shop, and I told him what I wanted to do, and he actually sat there and helped me understand. I remember going back and forth from the shop, from a shop in Hoover, Alabama, and my father was like, what are you doing? Have you lost your mind? Yeah. He was just like, you keep going back and forth 30 minutes away. What's going on? There's something going on. I said, Dad, I think I'm on to something. Mm-hmm. So I actually did that, and coming from that, to make a long story short, I created my first pair of lambskin leather shoelaces. I remember putting them up to the shoe, and my mother and father was just like, wow, that's amazing. And the first pair I ever made was gold. Mm. And I said, they said that was amazing, and it just took from there. It took flight. I made prototypes. I wore them, and people were just flipping their heads. Yeah. They were just going crazy, like, what is this? From all demographics, black, white, Asian. It was just amazing on the reaction. One of the things that I do wish that I had did earlier was record some of their reactions. My professor would start cursing. Like, it was that serious. They were like, God, excuse my language, they were like, damn, that is just, what the hell is that? That is amazing. And to see the reaction for all demographics was just touching to me. That just motivated me to kind of reach out and push this and really push this. And then also other people came into view, and then also celebrities. You know, I don't know if you've seen the pictures on my page. Have you been able to look at the business page?
Yes. I saw.
Okay, and you speak my personal page, right?
Right. Okay, so the personal is different. I saw, what's his name? Kevin Gates.
Yeah.
As well as.
Yeah, that's my personal page.
Okay.
But Kevin Gates and things like that. I mean, even Breadwinner Kane has emailed me to try to to get these laces, and also Cedric Pendleton. He's a well seasoned actor. He played in he's probably played in from 6 to 10 different movies. He's played in Tyler Perry series.
Yes, I saw that picture. Yes. Okay, so I know who you're talking about.
Right. So, I mean, even artists have hit me up left and right, and I mean, it's just really, I'm still in school, so the thing is, it's been so overwhelming, but it's been so great to me, and I just love to do things like that, and to know that I'm a young black man and making progress in the world.
Yeah, I didn't realize you're still in school. That's cool. I did not realize that.
Yeah, I am. I'm a professor of finance, but trust me, it's times where I'm like, God, I'm sitting in class and I'm like, I get an idea and I'm like, man, I gotta finish this work before I can focus on this stuff. So, it's been all great things though. It really has. And I mean, just the crowd that I have been around. I've been getting my foot in the door to major events, and people are willing to help me out because they've never seen anything like this.
That's quite literally getting your foot in the door with your shoelaces.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right about that. That's exactly what the motive behind it all, and it's working, and it's been an amazing process. So that's really where it started from. I had an idea, to go with shoes, and then I said, okay, well, the last missing piece to the shoe is the shoelace, the one that's all overlooked. This has the potential to completely change the look of the shoe. It also has the potential to make a $100 shoe look like a $600, $700 luxury shoe.
Yep. You labeled it as a whole brand. Are you going to ultimately branch out past shoelaces, or are you going to start with shoelaces? Because the name of the brand doesn't necessarily scream shoelace. It just is excellent luxury.
Right, and that's the motive behind everything. I am gonna eventually branch out, but I know for a fact that I have something new and unique. So, the thing is, once I put this new and unique thing out there and milk it as much as possible, then the rest will follow behind. Because you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
The rest will follow behind.
So this is just step one.
I do plan on expanding.
Okay. Man. So what timeline? What is the time frame? How long have you been doing it? What's the exact timeline? You started in what year?
I started in 2015. Started probably about, my official launch was the summer of 2015. So that was
less than 6 months. About 6 months ago.
Yeah. It really was. It was about around August 2015.
I don't even know how I ran across your brand. Like, it's weird. Like, you know how Instagram works? Like, you'll just be on it, and then you'll just see something or see somebody, and I don't know how I ran across your brand, but I was like, man, I want to make sure that, I think it's new, and I want to try to see if I could make sure that we can showcase him while he's early in the game, so that people know that we are on the cutting edge. Because our website, we just launched our website. We've been working on it for months, but we just launched a month ago, but we're getting so much traction. I want to make sure that we bring a lot of people along for the ride. You know how much time you have. We've talked about how it started. We've talked about where you're going. I want to just kind of get you to give me a statement. Let me know where you think you'll be by the end of 2016, or maybe like where you think you'll be in the next couple of years. Like, give me like a timeline. What's your vision as a sneaker shoelace entrepreneur? What's your vision?
Okay, well, I can tell you exactly what my vision is. I can see my timeline pretty much goes like this. I have a few laces, other higher end laces. I do plan on reaching to around the $150 range for, exotic skins and things like that. But I do have some higher end laces that I do plan on coming out with. From price lines all the way up to $150. Also, I do plan on getting onto major shows. I have connected with a few people that possibly and very well possibly can make that connection with me, to shows like QBC, Evon Live, things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So another thing is too, I don't plan on in the next year. I don't plan on really bringing out much other stuff. I may toward the end of 2016, meaning as far as like some other luxury goods. Maybe I do plan on doing maybe starting a line of luxury hats and things like that. So there will be something like python, snakeskin hats.
Yeah.
Things like that, or and other things like that. It just really kind of go with the flow, and I have dates, but they're more current.
Yeah.
Rather than the end of the year. Different colorways, different styles, definitely. So, for example, we have talks about some of the different leathers as far as some of the exotic skins and things like that. That really will set the shoe apart. Different things like that, and does that pretty much answer your question?
Yo, definitely. No, it does. I just didn't want to cut you off. Do you
Okay.
Do you
I honestly feel like it's been great. For me, being in a smaller town right now, starting in a smaller town, I have been able to connect to a large crowd of people that really want to help me out, really, give me advice. People literally write me in the email on my website, and they give me advice that you won't get in the classroom. You won't get from other people as well. And these are anonymous people, So that just shows the true, touching of it. People they really have been helping me out. They really have been pushing me. I've gotten calls and messages from random anonymous people. Like I have one on my Instagram that says, I want 2 pair. I didn't know who the guy was, and I've never really met him. I don't know how he got my number, honestly. And he said, I want 2 pair of shoelaces, and I'm not gonna even wear them. I want you to sign them, and I want to put them in a trophy case. Wow. And what was so crazy, ironic about that, a week later, I went back home to Birmingham, and I haven't spoken with many people back home outside of my family and close friends. And someone's parent came up to me and was like, I want the same thing. I want a pair of black shoelaces. I'm not going to wear them. I want you to sign it, and I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to get a little frame. I'm going to put it right here with your name on it.
Wow.
And that's when that's really touching. That means, I'm making progress, and it's really amazing,
Yeah.
And, the area has been, I feel like it may have been a kind of a different story if I was at a gigantic school, a huge school like Alabama, where I couldn't get in touch with some of these people. For example, the dean of the university I have sat in the office with the dean, the financial advisors, financial officers, presidents, vice presidents, and they are all on my team. They are all helping out. They call me. I have the personal numbers. It's really been a blessing. It really has. And they're all for me, definitely.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. That was Ryan Mason from Luxe Brand. You can find Luxe Brand on Instagram, BRAND _LUXE. That's on Instagram. You're going to see all the samples of those fresh shoelaces. Once again, this is Jovan from WhatAreThose.com. You'll find out more and more when you check out WhatAreThose.com. All the freshest sneaker news that you can